Tom Ford just lit a match, and Kim Kardashian might be holding the gasoline. The luxury fashion world is spiraling as whispers of a massive cover-up explode into a full-blown firestorm. Sources close to the fashion icon claim he confirmed that Kim Kardashian was paid to distract the public from one of the most damaging fraud scandals Hermes has ever faced. This wasn't some casual endorsement. It was, allegedly, a calculated distraction designed to shield the brand during its darkest hour. And this isn't coming from a blogger or tabloid. It's allegedly coming from Tom Ford, the man who redefined luxury fashion and ran Gucci before Kim Kardashian became a household name. Ford doesn't throw accusations lightly. In fact, his words have historically carried enough weight to sway the entire industry. So when insiders say Tom Ford used the word optics to describe Kim's involvement, people took notice. This wasn't marketing. This was brand damage control at the highest level. If this is true, then Kim Kardashian didn't just post selfies with a Birkin bag. She allegedly played a key role in redirecting the world's attention away from a global fraud. And that raises a deeper, more disturbing question. If luxury brands can use celebrities to cover up deceit, what else have they used them for? It's no longer just about fashion. It's about truth, manipulation, and the price of influence. When whispers turn into shockwaves, the source matters, and this time, it's Tom Ford. In an industry built on image, Ford's alleged comments landed like a precision strike. According to multiple fashion insiders, the legendary designer privately confirmed that Kim Kardashian wasn't just flaunting her love for Hermès, she was allegedly paid to protect it. The term Ford reportedly used was optics, not campaign, not collaboration. That single word reframed everything. This wasn't about personal style. This was about carefully crafted public manipulation. Ford isn't just any designer. He's a former creative director of Gucci and the founder of one of the most influential fashion houses of the 21st century. His opinions are gospel in elite circles. He's known for his meticulous attention to detail, his strategic moves, and his refusal to engage in tabloid-style theatrics. So if someone like Ford is speaking, even behind closed doors, people pay attention. And more importantly, people believe him. The gravity of his alleged claim lies not only in what was said, but in who said it. Despite the fact that Ford hasn't made a public statement, multiple sources claim his remarks have quietly echoed through fashion's inner circles. And in those circles, information doesn't leak without purpose. If Ford truly told trusted colleagues that Kim Kardashian was enlisted to manage Hermès' image during a scandal, it shifts the story from rumor to strategic revelation. It implies that celebrity influence isn't just being used to sell products. It's being used to cover up corporate deception. This isn't about a handbag anymore. It's about power, reputation, and the lengths luxury brands may go to preserve their myth. Kim Kardashian has made an empire out of endorsements, but this alleged arrangement wasn't about brand promotion. It was about deflection. According to those close to the situation, Tom Ford used the term optics to describe her role, a term loaded with meaning in the world of PR and crisis management. Optics means visual narrative. It means spin. It means hiding the fire with smoke. And allegedly, Kim was the smoke Hermès needed. As the factory leaks gained traction on TikTok and Reddit, something unusual happened. Kim's Instagram lit up with a sudden wave of luxury content. Not just any content, new Birkins, limited edition colorways, and show-stopping accessories, all within days of the most damning reports about Hermès' outsourcing practices. That timing raised eyebrows, and for good reason. It wasn't just odd, it felt engineered. Multiple anonymous PR insiders and stylists have now come forward, suggesting this wasn't a one-off coincidence. According to them, Hermès leaned hard on its most valuable celebrity asset during the backlash. And Kim? She allegedly stepped into the spotlight right when the brand needed a distraction the most. The goal wasn't to sell more bags. It was to shift the public conversation away from lawsuits, fraud, and factory exposure, and back toward glamour and aspiration. The illusion of Hermès has always relied on scarcity and heritage. A Birkin isn't just a handbag, it's a generational heirloom, supposedly handcrafted in France by master artisans trained for years. That myth has allowed Hermes to sell bags for $20,000 or more, creating an aura of luxury that few brands can match. But then, the facade cracked, and what spilled out changed everything. Multiple Chinese manufacturers began speaking out, alleging that Hermes had been secretly outsourcing entire bags to third-party factories, not just buckles or trims, entire Birkins. These bags, according to reports, were produced under strict NDAs that prohibited workers from marking them "Made in China." This wasn't just outsourcing, it was deception on a global scale. Consumers were furious. They weren't paying for leather and hardware. They were paying for a story, a French story, handcrafted and elite. But when that story turned out to be allegedly fake, the betrayal was palpable. Hermes denied the claims, of course, but the timing of their denials, paired with Kim Kardashian's sudden luxury campaign, only made the public more suspicious. Was the entire Birkin fantasy a lie? And if so, who else helped tell it? Kim Kardashian isn't just a fan of Hermes, she's arguably their most visible ambassador. Her collection of over 30 Birkins includes rare, custom-painted, and limited edition bags that even top-tier collectors struggle to find. Every appearance she makes with a new Hermes piece triggers a wave of headlines, Instagram reposts, and resale site spikes. For years, the media labeled her the Birkin Queen, and luxury consumers hung on to her every fashion move. But now, that title comes with a twist, because new allegations suggest her flaunting may not have been as innocent as it seemed. Online investigators and fashion watchdogs have begun piecing together a disturbing timeline. According to these analyses, Kim's Hermes posts almost always aligned with key scandal moments for the brand, whether it was the release of leaked factory footage, insider testimonies about Chinese manufacturing, or social media uproar over fraud claims. Every time Hermes found itself in crisis, Kim would appear with a fresh Birkin. The pattern became hard to ignore. Viral controversy hit, and Kim conveniently posted a new bag, capturing headlines and steering the conversation back to glamour. Now, with Tom Ford allegedly confirming that she was paid specifically to manage optics, those Birkin reveals take on a whole new meaning. They weren't just flexes, they were potential media strategies. If insiders are right, then Kim Kardashian wasn't just showing off her enviable collection. She was allegedly playing a role in one of fashion's most calculated cover-ups. Instead of being a passive luxury lover, she may have been Hermes's most powerful shield, deflecting scandal with designer distraction. And in doing so, she didn't just protect a brand. She helped preserve a billion-dollar illusion. The internet is relentless, and when it starts connecting dots, the results can be explosive. As outrage over Hermes' alleged factory fraud spread online, TikTok creators, Reddit sleuths, and fashion watchdogs began to uncover a disturbing pattern. They noticed that every time the brand faced a major scandal, whether it was viral factory leaks, fraud accusations, or insider whistleblowers, Kim Kardashian would post a new Birkin. Not occasionally, consistently. The timing was so precise it was impossible to ignore. And these posts weren't just casual flexes. Kim wasn't showing off well-worn bags from years ago. She was flaunting never-before-seen pieces, rare colorways, exotic materials, and highly coveted limited editions. She stepped out with them at high-profile events, red carpets, and random street-style moments, just as Hermes was being dragged through the mud online. The attention shifted fast. Headlines went from Hermes accused of fraud to Kim stuns with a 100K Birkin, drowning out the criticism in waves of luxury admiration. It was a textbook media pivot, and it worked. Now, with Tom Ford allegedly confirming that Kim's role was to manage optics, fans and fashion critics believe they've uncovered the smoking gun. These weren't spontaneous style moments. They were strategically timed media distractions, expertly executed to redirect public attention. If Kim's posts were part of a paid campaign to overshadow corporate misconduct, then her Instagram wasn't just a personal feed. It was a calculated PR weapon. And suddenly, those beautiful Birkin moments don't look glamorous. They look suspiciously choreographed. The Hermes scandal may have started with one celebrity and one brand, but it's now lifting the curtain on a much deeper, more insidious problem. Beneath the glitz of red carpet appearances and influencer marketing lies a systemic strategy of distraction. According to insiders, what happened with Kim Kardashian is just one example of a growing industry pattern. When a luxury house gets caught in controversy, the first move isn't damage assessment, it's optics control. And that control often starts with celebrity influence. PR sources and fashion stylists are now confirming what many suspected but never dared to say out loud. Celebrities are not just style icons, they're crisis managers in designer heels. Anonymous insiders claim that stars like Kim are routinely briefed, timed, and deployed like PR assets. Their posts, appearances, and product placements are allegedly used to reroute public attention at critical moments. "They're not clueless," one stylist said. "They know exactly what they're being paid to do." That chilling quote reframes luxury campaigns into something far more manipulative. A shield, not just for the product, but for the scandal behind it. And this tactic isn't unique to Hermes. Critics are now turning their gaze on the entire fashion industry. If one of the most prestigious brands in the world used influencers to bury its dirty laundry, how many others are doing the same? How many scandals have been swept under the rug while fans focused on flawless Instagram shots and celebrity red carpet poses? This isn't just a betrayal of trust, it's a corporate playbook built on deception. Consumers thought they were buying into legacy, heritage, and quality. But in reality, they may have been buying into carefully orchestrated silence. The backlash against Hermès didn't just stop at public outrage, it ignited a broader industry reckoning. Within days of the first viral exposés and influencer investigations, Hermès saw a dip in resale traffic. Platforms that once couldn't keep Birkins in stock were reporting a chilling slowdown. The brand's golden aura wasn't just flickering, it was fading. Longtime collectors began questioning their investments. Influencers who once gushed over their luxury hauls started distancing themselves from the brand. The emotional connection that powered Hermès' prestige, one built on trust, aspiration, and exclusivity, was unraveling. And it wasn't just about Hermès anymore. People began to ask, who else is doing this? Suddenly, the entire luxury ecosystem felt like a house of cards. If one of the most respected brands in fashion could be accused of deception and cover-ups, then what about the others? The scandal didn't just break trust, it shattered illusions. Consumers began to scrutinize not just the products, but the power structures that propped them up. And Hermès, once untouchable, became ground zero for a movement demanding truth. The moment public trust crumbled, legal experts began circling. What began as an internet exposé has escalated into a potential legal nightmare for Hermès and possibly for Kim Kardashian herself. According to attorneys specializing in international consumer law, if Hermès knowingly sold bags falsely labeled as "made in France" while outsourcing production to China, they could be in violation of fraud, false advertising, and global trade laws. That deception, if proven, could spark class action lawsuits across multiple countries, particularly where luxury buyers paid exorbitant prices under false pretenses. But Hermès isn't the only one under fire. If Kim Kardashian accepted payments to help redirect public focus during the height of the scandal and failed to disclose that relationship as a sponsored or paid partnership, she could face federal scrutiny under FTC guidelines. The Federal Trade Commission has been cracking down on undisclosed influencer deals for years, especially when those deals involve misleading consumers. For Kim, the stakes go beyond bad press. She could be facing real legal penalties, including hefty fines, forced disclosures, and long-term damage to her brand empire. This controversy has officially outgrown the realm of gossip. It's become a case study in celebrity-enabled corporate deception, an alarming look at how influence can be weaponized to hide the truth. If investigators uncover receipts, emails, invoices, non-disclosure agreements, it won't just be Hermès in the hot seat. It will be everyone involved in allegedly maintaining the illusion. The fallout could reshape how luxury brands and influencers operate, and whether elite names can still get away with hiding behind curated images when the truth finally comes to light. At the center of this scandal is a single, devastating truth. Luxury isn't just about craftsmanship, it's about trust. And when that trust is broken, even the most iconic brands can fall. Hermès built its empire on a promise of authenticity, scarcity, and heritage. But if that promise was allegedly fake, then every $20,000 handbag they sold wasn't just overpriced, it was a con. Kim Kardashian may have survived countless controversies, but this one hits differently. If she knowingly participated in misleading millions of consumers, then she wasn't just part of the campaign, she was part of the cover-up. And in the eyes of critics, that makes her more than an influencer. It makes her an accomplice. Now consumers around the world are watching closely. This isn't just about Hermès, it's about every brand, every influencer, and every carefully curated lie that keeps the luxury machine running. Because when the smoke clears, the world won't be asking, "Is that bag real?" They'll be asking, "Was I played?"